wa ta'ala, the things that leads to fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So today is just a conclusion of that chapter that we discuss about the fairness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We mentioned a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam which says that he have seen today the best of things that a human being can see. That's the Jannah, the paradise. Allah shows him paradise, the kind of bounties and the kind of enjoyment in Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he have given the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam the permission, the ability to witness it, to see all these things. So also he shows him the hellfire. He have seen the what? The punishment, the torments in the hell. He have seen a lot. That's why he said he have seen the worst today, and he have seen the best that a human being can see. So by so doing, definitely it will reflect to his life. And so also we that we are studying the hadith today, we should reflect to this hadith. Just think about it, to see Jannah, to see the good things about Jannah. We even mentioned some verses of the Quran describing the Jannah, the kind of beauty, how beautiful the Jannah is. So if you go to the translation, this will also encourage you to do more so that you can enter the Jannah. And when you read the verses that talk about the hellfire, describing the torments in the hell, definitely it will make you to what? To avoid many things so that you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without committing anything that will lead you to hell. We also mentioned a hadith that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that the sky or the heaven, which one do we choose? Is it the heaven, as-sama, or the sky? Which one do we choose? Which one is more proper to be used? Is it the sky or the heaven? But the heaven is filled up with angels. There is no any little space in the heaven, except there is an angel there worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, either by standing or bowing down to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Since when Allah created the heavens till the day of judgment, they are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the angels are those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about them that they don't disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La ya'suna Allah ma amarahum wa yaf'aluna ma yu'marun. So when somebody have the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, definitely that fear of Allah from his heart, it will what? It will show in his what? In his what? In his actions, in his part of his body, his hands. When he speaks, you perceive that this guy is what? He fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all his actions. That's why somebody is saying, Araka lasta bi waqarin wala hadhar. When he see the life of people, the way people are doing their things, he said, I am seeing people, they are not careful about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's describing a person that he doesn't care about to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a person that went to the bush to gather what? Firewood. In the darkness, when you go to gather firewood, definitely if care is not taken, you gather some things. You may even bring snake from the things you are packing to even cook, and it will definitely harm you. So that's how the way we are committing sin. If you say in this earth you will just do anything that you wish, definitely you will do something that will lead you to hell. He said, Tarjun najata walam tasluk masalika. You are wishing, you are hoping to what? To be among the succeeds one in the day of Qiyamah, but you didn't follow their path. You want to be among the people that will succeed in the day of Qiyamah, but you are not following their own path. Definitely you are just joking, you are deceiving yourself. The Prophet ﷺ mentioned in another hadith, he said, Ma ra'aytu mithla an-nari madha nama haribuha. He said, I never seen something like the hellfire. The person that fears the hell, at the same time he is what? He is there sleeping. He is not even thinking of it, that to the extent that it will what? Stop him from that sleeping. So just take it in our daily life, the way people are behaving, not only sleeping, some people are even committing the sin, and they feel so comfortable, they think nothing will happen, which is a very dangerous thing that will lead somebody to hell. And we are going to conclude with the saying of Ibn Taymiyyah. He said, anybody that you see him disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that person definitely is doing it out of ignorance. He doesn't know who is Allah. If you really know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, definitely you fear him, you avoid things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks you to avoid. He said, anybody that fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, definitely that person is a learned person, and you will see him trying to be obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he's trying to do his best before his his last what breath before his what, his death. وَيَغْتَنِمُ الْأَيَّامُ وَالسَّاعَاتِ. You will see him trying to benefit from his days, his hours of his life. He doesn't spend his time in doing unnecessary things. I think we didn't mention this, but we are going to mention it now. Umar bin Khattab, he said, when I see a person that is not doing nothing, he is just sitting down there, wasting his time, he is not doing anything that will be beneficial to his deen, to his religion, to his day of judgment, and he is not doing anything also to what? To uplift him in this dunya, in this world. He said, if you are asking me to show you a person that I hate most, is that type of a person. You see him just reluctant, sitting down, not doing anything that will help him in this world, neither the what? The hereafter. So we should try to utilize our time to do things that will draw us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and try to avoid anything that will distance us from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I think this is just brief what we discussed today, and as I said earlier, this is the end of the chapter that we discuss about the fairness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, in our next class or next lecture, we are going to discuss about another different topic, inshallah. May Almighty Allah grant us understanding, and may He guide us to the right path, and what we are studying, may He be a beneficial one to all of us, inshallah. So if there is one or two questions, especially in our lecture, we will look at it, and in the absence of question, we will have our closing prayer, inshallah. Akwai tambaya cikin abin da muka karanta? Duk da ina tsoron tambaya, amma wai in ba a yi tambaya ba ɗayan biyu, ko an gane komi, ko kuma ba abin da aka gane.